Salutations, Utopians. Hope all is well. Uh, Big news today in the NBA. Wanted to, there's been a myriad of different topics that could be covered right now. Basketball, between the WNBA draft, the play-in tonight. I'm not going to talk about the Lakers and Pelicans. We don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be able to play. This is why I stopped doing previews even on the NBA, the mornings of games and stuff, because you just don't know who's going to play. And obviously, a guy like Anthony Davis not playing, arguably the Defensive Player of the Year, basically forces a team like the Lakers to completely change their game plan. So I'd rather not touch base on that one. Shout out to Oklahoma City Thunder coach Mark Daigneault getting head coach of the year, second youngest team in the NBA to get and yet they got the first place record in the West, the most competitive conference. Daigneault has done a phenomenal job. You could honestly say the Thunder are the first best because they're in first place, the first youngest team in the league. Because really, this what the Spurs are doing is a blatant tank job. So they're really the youngest team in the league, and what an amazing job! I think he's the new Greg Popovich. He's going to be here for many years. His whole demeanor, everything about him, uh, great. The team's temperament really does shadow that magnificent run from the San Antonio Spurs, 2 decade long run between Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. Oddly enough, Shea Gilgeous plays a lot like Tony Parker. That's really who he plays like. I know people want to go Jordan and Iverson and Kobe. He really plays like prime Tony Parker if Tony Parker didn't play within the system. Um, but I really wanted to talk about this Team USA thing. Um, Today they issued their roster. They're leaving one spot open for a potential candidate, mystery guy we don't know yet. Let's go with who, and the head coach will be Steve Kerr once again. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Edwards, Anthony Davis, Tyrese Halliburton, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, and Steph Curry round out your roster, Team USA roster. Several things that I don't make sense. First of all, I do not like the way, I don't know why Steve Kerr is being returned as the head coach. That tank job he blatantly did last year was ridiculous to me. His roster lineups, him trying to force this small ball game on the team, just absolutely horrendous. I can't stand it. This year, I think the Warriors could have been so much better. Obviously, they're going to keep their allegiance to him. They want to squeeze this last bit of, big three that they got with Clay, Draymond, and Steph. I do see them re-signing Clay, but I would have liked to seen a different head coach represent Team USA. That was the first thing I didn't like. Secondly, uh, I don't know why Joel Embiid is on Team USA. Players should play for the country they're from. I understand. Even with Patrick Ewing, like he was playing, I don't know why he was on Team USA's basketball team. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, is this Team USA? Everyone play for your country. Like, I don't get it. It just, I'm sorry. You can call me what you want. You can say what you want. I don't give a damn. I don't have anything to prove. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? We know where he's from. We know he had like almost a free agency. There shouldn't even be a discussion. Where were you born? Where you play? Period. So to me, that's weird. Remember, this is the same. And then let's talk about it. There's talks that Kawhi will not be the last spot. We know what it is, the politics in the shadow of Nike. Once again, okay, the only guy who's a non Nike athlete, if I'm not mistaken, because I consider Jordan Brand synonymous with Nike, Steph Curry, Under Armour. Everybody else, and that's why they went and got KD to Golden State in the first place and strong armed KD to Golden State. Because why else did Mark Cuban help out the Mavericks by acquiring Andrew Bogut and allowing that dynasty to happen? Who helps the Warriors put together that foolish lineup? They were not. Nike did too much for the NBA, guilt tripped them into forcing them to get KD on the Warriors to rival his brand with Steph Curry's Under Armour deal. Shoe companies are running the NBA. So of course Kawhi is not, after he stood on against them in the court battle. He was never going to get it, even though this is supposed to have the essence of The Last Dance. Furthermore, this is consistent with last year's, don't try to call me a conspiracy theorist, with last year's situation with Brandon Ingram not getting minutes, you putting Team USA putting Josh Hart and Austin Reeves over Trae Young, Adidas athletes. When we clearly had a size issue, you want to put Josh Hart at power forward instead of just getting Brandon Ingram, who's 6'10", 6'11". in the game. And so there's just so much clownness going on right now in the team in the Olympic game. I mean, and I'm not happy about it. What I do respect is Austin Reeves' suggestion. Let's bring Cooper Flagg along. He looks like he has a career ahead of him. Let's move him into the unit, and get him to start for Team U and get him that experience early, because he looks like he's going to have a nice decade-long career. He fits the mold of hybrid athlete, 6'10", 6'8" to 6'10" kind of guy, can put the ball on the floor, play in the paint. It's a hybrid league. He fits that mold excellently. But Team USA is dropping the ball left and right. It's fitting this weird agenda. I feel like Rudy Gobert winning Defensive Player of the Year 4 times. Jokic keep getting MVPs. He's probably on to his 3rd one. The way they're making it sound, it just like the league is so desperate for that global money. We're just punting left and right on the essence of what basketball should be. It's so much politics, dirty politics for that matter. And I don't care. You know what? It's probably bad for the brand for me to speak like this. I'm not on payroll. I'm going to speak my mind. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? If it bothers you, turn your ears off. Because to me, it's like, it's really, first of all, no brand should be casting their shadow on any league. You produce the product as an organization. NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey, whatever, MMA is being covered by Reebok. You should not be one umbrella. You should not have one group dominating a team. The jerseys every year by Nike with the NBA, switching up color waves, mixing up color waves. Right. Back in the day, you had you got the Lakers and the Sixers and the Bulls and as hypotheticals sharing the same colorways. Like, there's no boundaries anymore. There's no tradition. There's no culture when you do stuff like that. Everyone's being traded, and nobody's spending their whole career with one team anymore. There's no pride on the team, which is what the collective bargaining agreement is going to start shrinking down on. No more super teams. No more of this jumping free agency. No more jumping from team to team anymore. But it's damaging the game. And you're looking at it once again. Now Team USA is just, it's just more politics. It's just more politics as usual. And I'm telling you guys, it should be about the product, and then who wants to invest in the product can invest in the product. You shouldn't be dictated by the sponsors. The sponsors are just there to lay their brand awareness. You shouldn't be dictating the movements and being the compass of where the league is going. That's inappropriate. That's wrong. And I don't like it. And it's going to show in Teams USA's basketball and product once again. And the thing the NBA doesn't understand is they're toting a dangerous line, because these countries, the basketball culture is different. So some of these people are fans because of their country. You trying to bring your brand over there creates the element of it makes you familiar. It takes away the mystique. Players leave their families to come to the NBA. We're now going over there begging for their approval. It feels like Adam Silver's decisions are not thought about what happens after me. I'm trying to run it up, max out the most dollars, and this is why the NFL feels comfortable moving in on Christmas now, because they're like, you know what? There's no rule, there's no code with you guys. You're just moving frivolously. But hey, you know what? Have at it. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to see the league become insolvent, because teams, look, Kenny Smith is going overseas to help Australia build their own G League Ignite. Calipari had to leave Kentucky. We're seeing the shifts happening to keep the game alive. The men are falling behind in women's sports. I mean, in basketball to women. Women's sports is getting more ratings. These are not the moves you want to make. It's downhill, and they extended Adam Silver on top of that. You don't need to even worry about the international dollar if you were running things correctly in the United States. Hey, Utopians, I'll try to do better next time. Global, out.